How to use EP Zenith indicator. EP Zenith is an oscillator type indicator. Values greater than 0 show an increasing trend, while values less than 0 show a decreasing trend. The further the averages move away from the zero line and the more time they spend above that line, the more reliable and long-term we can consider this trend. The points to monitor are the turns of the averages, their growth or decline, as well as their order. During a bullish impulse, the averages are ordered, the fastest at the top, the slowest at the bottom. Likewise, in a fall the averages will be inverted, the fastest ones below the slow ones. Each turn of the averages is a moment that we can consider to enter or exit a position. A rise below the zero line of the main average, in an area close to zero, usually indicates the beginning of an uptrend. On these occasions, the other averages tend to cross the main one or settle in an ascending position below it. Bounces on the main average below the zero line, especially in a generally bullish situation, indicate good entry points. In a lateral or bearish situation, it is advisable to take them with caution, or to be very attentive to a new bearish turn. In a bullish situation, crossings that occur above the zero line can also be a good entry opportunity. Faster average reversals indicate a price drop, especially in bearish situations. EP Zenith sometimes reflects divergences, which can be taken into account when entering or exiting the market. These divergences are especially useful for detecting trend endings, after a sharp drop and also after a prolonged rise. In the animation, we can see how we can operate taking into account the crossings and movements of the Zenith averages. How do I configure Zenith? Setting up Zenith is simple. On the one hand, we must decide the source to use for the calculations. If we set a value of 0, Zenith will be calculated on the closing value. If we enter a larger number, it will be calculated on the EMA of the closing value, taking that number as the length for the calculation. On the other hand, we will have to decide the length of the averages that will be drawn on the graph. It is not necessary to modify this setting, the default values are valid for most situations. EP Zenith is one of the indicators we are using to program our EP Indicators Daily Bot number 1 strategy. The strategy's results speak for themselves, outperforming or coming close to buying and holding many top assets, all without using leverage or short positions. It will allow you to open and close positions autonomously, maintaining positions for days and with high reliability. At the moment it gives us a very high performance in typically bullish stocks, although we are working to make it perform reasonably well on other types of charts, and also to incorporate short positions into the strategy, which we hope will improve performance even further. Subscribe to our newsletter for free at epindicators.com. And we will inform you of our progress. You can find more indicators, tutorials and examples in our website and social media.